Hi world, welcome. This is Tina from TinaHeals.com, and today I'm speaking about an Aries Ascendant, a Gemini Moon, and a Cancerian Sun. If this is your placement, then please welcome. This is your video. So let us understand the Ascendant, the Sun and the Moon, and move from there. So the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth is your ascendant sign. Okay, and the sign, of course, your ascendant degree, the degree of zodiac, and the sign on which it falls is your ascendant. The ascendant is kind of like your persona. Okay, according to Jungian scholar Frida Fordham, it is the mask we wear, how we want to be perceived. Okay, not how we want to be perceived. The sun is more how we want to be perceived. It is how the world perceives us. It's how we look. It's how we interact. Of course, there are other aspects to this, but the ascendant is kind of everything that we are, including the physical body, including parts of how we communicate. It is everything, the whole package, which is why the ascendant is very important to understand and work with. Now, the moon sign is your mother. It is the yin, it is the receptive side of you, it's your nurturing body, it's your connecting body, it's how you emote, it's how you express yourself, your deep thoughts. It's how it's the lover you will choose if you're a man. It is also the lover you'll choose as a woman. The moon sign definitely does speak of love and all that, relationships. But the moon is our everyday habit patterns, because thoughts become habits. Thoughts become actions, actions become habits. So see how intrinsically our thoughts and emotions are connected to our habits. Okay, oftentimes that's destructive. According to esoteric astrology, the moon sign becomes the greatest challenge after the age of 35, because it's our emotions and feelings that stop us from becoming who we are, and the ascendant is who we are meant to be, the karma we are meant to master, right? And that for you is Aries. Your moon is in Gemini, which is not the easiest position, and your sun is in Cancer, which is again not the easiest position for the sun. So let's see what you can expect. You're definitely a fiery individual, and you have an interesting mix over here with fire, air and water. And you have Aries is of course fire and cardinal. You have a Gemini moon, which is again mutable and masculine. Aries is masculine, Cancer is feminine, but your sun is there, and it is water and it's cardinal. So you have a lot of flux and change in your life. Your ascendant and your sun are in two cardinal signs, okay? Signs that herald the change of seasons, right? So Aries ascendant, remember that appearance is closely linked to your ascendant, right? So as an Aries ascendant, you definitely appear more masculine, even if you are a woman. Okay, you have more testosterone and you need to work out. Yoga, anything. And with Cancer, you can do, with the Cancer sun, I said yoga. If maybe you had a Gemini sun, I would have said something else, something more masculine. But you have a Cancerian sun, so yoga would work very well for you. You can also have a nervous disposition, Virgo being your 6th house, especially with ill-placed Mars, because Mars is your ascendant ruler. You can get very impulsive, restless, tempestuous, boisterous. Keep that in check, okay? Now let us understand now what you can expect, how you will look. All right, so masculine, take care of, Aries rules the head, so take care of your head, because you can be prone to more injuries in the head, okay? Especially with difficult aspect to your Mars, 6th house or 8th house or 12th house, okay? And the 3rd house is a malefic house, so be mindful of that. You are definitely going your face, your eyes are going to be very prominent cheekbones, piercing eyes, narrow nose, you know, thin lips, and a very narrow chin as well. So, you know, kind of like sharp. Aries has this energy of sharpness. You're ruled by Mars, the archetypal male, the god of war, and also sex. So you definitely have a strong libido. And you need movement and action. So make sure you have enough of that, otherwise boredom, you know, can drive you crazy. Idle hands are a devil's workshop, remember that, okay? Now, prominent cheekbones, and you probably, with difficult aspects, you can have problems to your ears or your teeth. Gums can be very sensitive, so be mindful of that. Even your nose, right? Be mindful of that. A lot of people can be wearing glasses or Aries Ascendants, or they just slap on a pair of shades because that's what they like, okay? You can have fragile hair. Too much emphasis on Aries, you know, the hair can be fragile or fall out easily or brittle. A lot of oiling can help. So you can suffer from migraine. Be careful of that, or digestive ailments, Virgo being your 6th house, or anxiety. Be mindful of that. Keep grounded, keep balanced. Now, as eminent astrologer Stephen Forrest said, that the soul karma, the goal of Aries, not soul karma, the goal of Aries is enlightened selfishness. Aries is about me, but that has to be translated to we, right? And Aries is the infant of the zodiac, so no patience, no understanding, and we must let the child grow, right? Now, be careful with being over swift or extra fast, of accidents or any kind of damage to your head. Violence, rage, always keep that in mind. Of course, your Mars will determine a lot, as Mars is your ascendant ruler, but bathe in the agitating fires of Aries, and you're never the same, right? Gemini Moon, I mean, I would say is the most difficult position for the Moon. The Moon wants to connect, the Moon wants to share emotions, but Gemini is not into that. Gemini wants to move from one experience to another. It's mutable air. It is the 3rd sign of the zodiac, where the soul wants to communicate. So Geminis cannot sit still. There's a lot of duality. There are the two faces of Gemini. Very, very two-faced. If the energy is not worked with, there is a higher self and a lower self. That is the true symbolism. And are you letting the higher self, the higher twin win, the higher vibration twin win, or the lower vibration twin win, right? So there's always this conflict going on with your Gemini Moon. Your mom may be traveling a lot, or may not be emotionally connected to you at all. I'm not saying she won't love you. Even if she loves you, there is going to be a certain amount of detachment and a certain amount of maybe even travel, excessive travel, that can appear detrimental to you. So why I emphasize on your mother right now, because being a Cancerian sun, family is super important to you. The sun is the masculine side. It is how we want the world to perceive us. The ascendant is the Jungian mask we wear, how the world perceives us. But the sun is truly how we want the world to perceive us, okay? Our goals, our ambitions, all the yang components that make us up, that is the sun. How we create alchemy in this world. Now, having a Cancerian sun, it's very conflicted, because Cancer is the 4th sign of the zodiac. It's all about emotions and feelings. The sun cannot, find his wits about him in this sign, in the waters of empathic Cancer. Cancer is intuitive. So, and this is a 4th house sun. So family is super important to you. Even at times, even if it's detrimental to your growth, they are very important to you. You want a safe place, because Cancer is about nurturing and being nurtured. Cancer is a sign of the mother and the child. So having a son there, it's definitely important. Your father may have been a caring person, may have listened to your emotional the part, may have paid more attention to the emotional part of you than your mother, having your moon in Gemini. So that could be very nice. Your father could be supportive, or your father may even have some digestive issues. Okay, now Cancer is all about cooking and about, as I said, nurturing. So you definitely like to eat and maybe even experiment with a lot of different food, because you have that Gemini moon going on, which cannot quite decide what to do. The moon is our everyday pattern, the everyday habit patterns, So it's according to esoteric astrology, it becomes a huge challenge after 35 to deal with the moon sign. Rightfully so, because what we believe in, what we feel, we project so heavily onto our soul that our true soul karma gets lost. So that is something to think about. Besides, Cancer is all about community work and caring for people. It has compassion and love for creation. So according to the esoteric astrology texts, all of humanity, if of this manvantara, or this cycle, has emanated from the sign of Cancer. And all of the signs have the energy signature of Gemini within them, because Gemini is all about communication, and every single facet of our human life has to do with communication. So that was a bit about Aries Ascendant and Gemini Moon and Cancerian Sun. Hope you like that. I hope I've got some subs out there. Please subscribe and like, comment, share, and let me know what you think. Visit my website www.tinaheath.com.